I'd love to hear some examples of some of the things you guys are doing to be proactive throughout the process and build those relationships. Like you said, plant the seed early. What are some things you guys are doing over at Zapier?
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I love about the structure of my team at Zapier, which I think is different than a lot of talent acquisition functions, is that we have employer branding and talent attraction embedded in talent acquisition. Sometimes employer branding, talent branding is with the comms department or the marketing department, even. I've seen it differently at a number of different places, but to me, it makes a ton of sense to embed it within talent because, again, you're thinking of end to end. So you're not just thinking about how does my sourcing team find a top candidate for this engineering role, but you're really thinking and asking your question, how am I attracting people to come to Zapier proactively to want to do the roles that we're hiring for? And so I think it very much speaks to a proactive approach and a longer term approach as well. If you're narrowly focused on, I've got to fill these recs, I'm going to open the app, I'm going to get 500 applications, I'm going to find the best one, you're really missing out on the bigger picture to build your brand as a company and to build a talent flow into your company that can be beneficial from years to come. And so some of the things that we're doing in our talent attraction space is, number one, working with partners who are specifically focused on underrepresented groups. And I think that's so important that we did that in my work in Teach for America. It's one of the things that is really core to my talent philosophy, is that incredible talent is everywhere. It's also one of the reasons why Zapier is remote, by the way, is because we don't want to just pigeonhole ourselves into certain cities or certain countries, that we really do believe incredible talent is everywhere, and that can come from a variety of different backgrounds and identities too. And so we have a number of different recruiting partners that we work with to not just put on job boards and to, again, get candidates, but to also provide a value by doing things like talks and mentorship and hiring fairs and just finding different ways to engage with potential candidates way before we might even have a role open for them. So that's one. The other thing that we're doing is we're just ensuring that our content is telling the story with who can fit in Zapier. So it's not just putting up, things on Glassdoor, but it's also really thinking through what is all of the collateral, what's the story that we want to be telling candidates in terms of who could be a great fit for Zapier. And we work on that with our CEO and with our executive team as well. We want to ensure that the people that we're bringing in know what Zapier is, if it could be a good fit for them. And in some cases, Zapier might not be a great fit for them. For example, if they don't want to work remotely, that's not an environment that they thrive in, Zapier is not going to be a good fit. So we think that if we can put those messages out there much sooner, it also increases the chances that we're getting people coming to us who are a strong fit. Another thing that we're doing on our team is we've launched talent communities. So this allows people to come, if they come to Zapier, they stumble upon us, they don't see a role immediately that's a good fit for them, they can sign up for one of our general interest forums, and that puts them into our talent community. We also have events that bring people into our talent communities. And again, these are supposed to be value add for the candidate. So it's like resume workshops. The one that's upcoming is a workshop on negotiating your salary, negotiating your offer. So we're trying to ensure that we're providing value add to candidates for them to interact with our talent acquisition team in different, more informal ways, again, before we even have a role open. Once people are in our talent communities, then they get, newsletters from us, they get opportunities that are opening up for us, opportunities to go to things like our Zap Connect, which is our big yearly event for all of our Zapier users. So they're not just interacting with talent acquisition, they get a chance to interact with Zapier, the company, which ultimately will make them a better candidate for us. And also, as you can imagine, get them to know us as a company.